Okay, so that brings us to the other side of things. So you've got your ads, the ad section of Google. So just a bit of an explanation on that. It can be called many different things, so AdWords, PPC, pay-per-click, sponsored links. Basically, it's that top area of Google and down the side where you're paying every time someone clicks on you. And like I said, some of the clicks can be anything from a couple of cents to, usually it's about $2 for say something with perf on the end, and then it could be up to $40, we've seen for home loans, up to even $100 per click. And the thing to consider with the ads, what you should know, it's a bid-based system. So the more people that are willing to pay for an ad, so the more people that are willing to pay for cosmetic surgery perf, the more expensive that ad's going to be. And that will change every day. So it may have been $1 yesterday, it might be $5 today per click. So that's really important. It's a bid-based system. So higher demand has higher cost per lead. It's also a way of gauging how competitive an industry is. So if we meet with a company and they're wanting to go for the keywords that are say $10 or $15 per click, we know that it's going to be hard for them to get up organically because there's so much competition. If people are willing to pay so much for the ads, imagine what they're willing to pay and invest in their website to get it ranking in the main area of Google. The other thing to keep in mind with the ads is you can pump a lot of money into it, but once your ad disappears, that's it. You haven't really walked away with anything. Whereas if you put a lot of that money into search engine optimization, into your website, you've still got something. You've got something that's there. Once your budget runs out with the ads, you disappear off Google. So you're completely gone. Click fraud is also possible. It's harder than it used to be. So I do meet a lot of companies like, oh, I'm going to click on my competitor's ads, which is great. But if it's from the same IP address, it'll only really count as one. So unless you're going to go to 500 different computers, different locations, it might not work that way. But you do get a lot of people that will click on links and go, oh, this wasn't what I was after, it's not relevant. So that's when you can waste your budgets. The other thing to keep in mind, and we actually had to send out a warning to a lot of our clients, is there can be a lot of confusing fee structures around Google partners. So a lot of the people that will resell the Google ads place commissions on it. So say, for example, Google charges $4 per click, they may charge you $10 per click, and they don't always disclose what the commission is. The other thing that they will charge as well is they'll charge management fees on top of that. So it is cheaper if you go and do it directly yourself, but if you don't have the time to manage it with someone that doesn't charge commissions on the clicks. So they just charge you a straight out management fee to get it up and running for you. Ads are good for certain purposes. So, I mean, we use ads, some of our clients use ads. Ads are good really for short-term campaigns. So say you have an excess product or you have something new to your business that will take time to rank organically. Generally, to get organic rankings can take 3 months. So it's something you want to promote really quickly, you might chuck a few ads up. So that's usually good. And sometimes people will use the ads to complement their organic rankings while they're waiting for them to climb up. Like I mentioned, like a new domain with a microsite, if it takes 6 months, you're already waiting around, you might put some ads up in the meantime. Yeah, so that's the main thing on ads. When you're comparing whether you're going to do the ads or you're going to do the organic, or if you're going to do both, it really depends on what you want to achieve and what your budget is. So the organic area of Google, the SEO, that's really a long-term strategy. That should always be there. Because like I said, when your ads disappear, you've got nothing. Whereas if you've invested into the organic, you've always got your website sort of coming up in the main searches of Google. So I do think that that's necessary no matter what. And also the thing with the organic rankings is it's much cheaper. It can also be almost be a fifth of the price, because every time you're paying for an ad, you're paying for that exposure and paying to be there. Whereas with the organic area of Google, you can get clicked on 1 million times. It's not going to cost you, 1 million times that cost per click. So it can be much cheaper, much more cost effective, and it's a long-term strategy. And I did compare it earlier to ads in the newspaper. So how people view the ads, I hear a lot of people say, I just ignore the ads. If I find what I want underneath the ads, I just go for it there. So that is something to keep in mind when you're considering ads. Here's a screenshot from one of our clients, which compares, and you might be able to see it better in your slides, but basically what it does is it shows that comparing the ads to the organic area of Google, the ads have higher bounce rates, which means that people will come to your website and leave straight away. So in this case, the bounce rate was almost double. The other thing that we noticed as well, when we measure conversion, less conversions happened. So people that came through the ads, they were less likely to fill out an inquiry form than the ones that came through the main organic area of Google. The other thing that we noticed with the ads, and this is across many clients, is that the ones that came through the ads actually spent less time on the website, sometimes half the time than those that came through the organic search. There's a couple of articles that I've included in there out of interest from quite reputable sources. So it's the Sydney Morning Herald, basically talking about the difference between ads and the organic area of Google. So in terms of, in this case, they quote 70% of people click on the organic area of Google, depending on the industry. And it talks about SEO as being the strategy that keeps on giving and the long-term strategy.